Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me for another process video. So today I am using, I was thinking before I started the voiceover, I should have maybe numbered these kits or something so that I could reference which kit I'm using. But this one is the one with all the gumballs. I just loaded a video about old Grandpa's gumball machine, and then this is still using some of the stuff that I had left over from that. So you can see that in the last video, I believe I cut out the middle of that large pink paper, the 12 by 12, and I want to mat this photo on it. And so before I did that, I wanted to make sure that the way I wanted my pattern papers to lay on it would cover up any holes that I make. So I'm just kind of going with the flow on this one and seeing what will fit and what won't fit. And I am going to mount my photo also on some white cardstock here. And this is just a picture of my daughter. We were in the car waiting to pick up my son from school. And she looked at me and she had blown this giant bubble with her bubble gum. And it's hard to resist, so I couldn't resist reaching over and just popping it. And, oh, excuse me, the look on her face was actually pretty priceless. So I really liked it. I thought it was pretty funny. So why not record that moment, right? So she'll appreciate this in the future. Anyways, so you can kind of see there was this 3x4 card that says "You are gum-believable." I thought I had known that I really wanted to use this 3x4 card on this. That's pretty much going to end up being my title. And I'm just looking at it. I did struggle just a little bit. I thought about using the pattern papers the way they were. With the back of that gumball one is the polka dots, which you can see that thin strip that's underneath the photo right now with the polka dots. That's what's on the back of it. And the way I had it a few seconds ago, I just wasn't all that thrilled with. And so I kind of liked it a little bit better this way, but I wanted it to stand out a little more. And so I had this 6x6 sheet, and it's from the collection, and it's just basically, it's like a dictionary page with all these punny words on it, like I don't even know what words it has on it, but just basically a lot of the things that are in the collection is on that sheet. So I tucked that behind the photo to see how well I would like that, and I actually like it quite a bit. So I decided to go ahead and go with that. And I do like this pattern paper in the back a little more than I like it being the polka dots. So I decided to go ahead and go with this one. And I'm just trying to get it straight. You know me, I like to use my T-square ruler quite a bit. Just trying to, I knew there should be an inch on each side, but I must have cut this paper off just a little bit crooked, and I finally just give up and say, oh, I don't even care. So I just pushed it down and said, that's good. And now I'm taking, this is another strip of that pattern paper, and it was just a little bit longer. I had cut the other one just a little bit too small. And so I got out the other strip of pattern paper scrap that I had left over. So I don't know if you can see or not in the video that it says "so much pun" at the top of that piece of paper that I'm working with right now. And you can see all the different words and stuff and phrases that it has. So I cut it in half because I wanted it to be just a little bit longer, and I knew that most of it would go behind everything else, and so I wasn't worried about I wanted to do the fake out look where it makes it look like the piece of paper is a little longer than it should be, or than it really is, I guess. And so I'm just checking to make sure that I like that, and that is pretty much right there what I'm going to do. So now I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down. I'm going to use my T-square ruler again, and I'm leaving the picture there just for a moment to make sure that I get this where it will go behind everything, since I did trim it off a little bit. And now I'm just going to glue the bottom down, and I just kind of going to eyeball that one. And now I'm going to glue down this little strip. And I love this, how this layout turns out also as well. I really like how the gumball machine one turned out, and I really enjoy this one as well. I believe that I get one more layout out of this little mini kit, even though there's not a whole lot of pattern papers and stuff left, but there will be one more coming. I'm doing this voiceover really quick before I've got to run up to the school to help. So that 3x4 card was just a little bit long, and I didn't want all those papers to end at the same point. I wanted them all to have a different ending point. You can see there the 3x4 card stops, and then it's the So Much Pun paper, and then it's the little polka dot paper, and then the main pattern paper background. So you can see that they all end a little different. It helps to add a little bit of interest to your pages if you don't end all of your pattern papers at the same point. So, and I am inking all my edges with the black Close to My Heart ink like that I usually use, and now I'm just going to go ahead and mount. I decided at this point not to mount my photo on to that pink paper. I don't think that it would have covered up enough. I wanted plenty of the white background to show. Instead of just having a tiny bit of the white background, I wanted, you can see there's the full white 1 inch. I believe there's 1 inch of that white around the whole layout. So that main pattern paper piece must be cut to 10 by 10. And so I just trimmed off a little bit of each side, and I'm using my good old technique of my scrappy tape to kind of help with gluing down the layout. That really helps. It gives you a little more time than using ATG adhesive to glue down if you're mounting your entire layout on a background piece, because then that way you've got a little time before you push it down. And to me, that drives me nuts, and to have to rip it back up, which you can do, no problem, but anyways, it really helps if you're like me and you like to have it nice and straight. So I have a few of the embellishments now that I'm going to play around with, and I had this border sticker strip left over that I had added to this cluster, and I decided I'm going to add it here to I'm going to make it look like it's going along the side of the So Much Pun dictionary page. That's what I'll refer to that to. That might be the easiest thing to call that. So it looked really cute, and so I'm going to kind of try to tuck it under. You could see me, I keep trimming it down and down, and but that one must have been where the adhesive was on that polka dot paper, because it was not letting me lift it up to put anything under there. So I just trimmed it down to make it look again like it's a full strip, and then I set the scrap piece on this side of the photo, and I actually thought that that was really cute, but I knew that it wasn't long enough, so I'm going to play around with these little strips, and I'm going to piece them all together and make it look like it's one full strip. And after a while I know that if you're looking at it up close, then you could obviously, it was very obvious that it wasn't one full strip. So I know I'm mentally thinking right now that I need to cover that part up with a cluster in the end. And in the end, it does get covered up completely. So that part's not even a problem. So I liked this gumball machine, and again, I think I've mentioned in the past video that with all these smiley faces, I hope you guys aren't getting tired of all these smiley faces. Oh, here's a little trick before I talk about the other thing. There are these arrows that I cut off the sticker sheet, and I always like how they look. They're always neatly spaced. So I thought about what I'm doing right now is I'm taking off the backing of the sticker sheet. Well, I'm trying to get underneath there, and it's going to end up working just perfectly. I think the blue one, since I already took it off, didn't work as well. Yeah, I'm putting that one on the paper, but then I'm going to pull off. That also helped me get the backing off. And look, all the arrows came out. Oh, my head's in the way, so you can't see. But I placed basically the backing sheet onto the layout and pushed all the arrows down, and now I'm just gently pulling up the backing part, and all the arrows look exactly like they did on the sticker sheet. And I was so excited. I was glad I had that idea, because it seems like I struggle with getting those straight and looking the way they did before. So I was very excited, and I love the rainbowy color look. I decided to add all of them in there, even that dark blue one, even though there is blue on the rest of the page, so I wasn't that worried about it. But anyways, I'm just playing around now with the rest of the embellishments. You can see that little pile there. That's what's left over from the last page that I did. I was also checking here. I wanted to see if there was any more embellishments and words that I could use on this layout, because I knew that I had used some of them up. And I'm not worried about getting the same kind of look on any of these layouts, because I do not scrapbook chronologically, so these this page and the gumball machine and the next page that I make with these layouts will not go together in the album. So I mean, you'd really, plus they look different each one anyway. They're just using a lot of the same embellishments, but since they won't be anywhere near each other in the albums, it doesn't really matter. So I did put that title down, the word sweet, up there. I debated because sweet's not really, I kind of put it there because I consider my daughter to be pretty sweet, so I put it there. It's not really, I still consider my title to be Your Gum-believable, but anyways, I thought this word sweet looked really good there. And what I was saying a few minutes ago about the smiley faces, you can see I tucked that gumball machine so it looked like it was peeking out from the photo again this time around. And that is one thing I've really had a lot of fun with these kits, is tucking the stickers and stuff in to make them look like they're peeking out. So I only had a few gumball pieces left over from the kit because the last one was the gumball machine, and I used almost all the gumballs on that page. But I did have a few, so I'm putting those around, and I'm kind of making a cluster to the right there. I added that word phrase sticker and some gumballs, and there was a couple heart stickers. Well, they're not stickers, I guess they're die cuts that I added into this kit. So I'm adding the hearts on there. They go with my daughter again. She's sweet, so I kind of liked that went together. And I am adding a few things. I added the gumballs on the right hand side of the page, that little cluster of them, on some foam tape, and I added the heart that's by the gumball machine on the left hand side of the page on some foam tape. And now I added something, I believe it's a gumball up top in the top cluster on some foam tape. And I'm just playing around, just trying to make these, I wanted to use up the rest of the gumballs on this page because I knew that this was my last page about gumballs. I actually, while I was making this page, I thought that this might actually be my last page using this kit, but I did find one more because there was a lot of suckers and stuff left over, so you will see what I do with that one in the next video. And see, there was these two little, I think it's a pink and kind of a reddish or a darker pink gumball, so I made them look like they were peeking out from behind that title card. And now I wanted to use up, again, like I said, I was trying to use everything up, so I wanted to get this last gumball machine epoxy. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. Oh, I need to add the pictures to the end of the video. So I hope this turns out okay. I'm trying to rush through this to get this up for you guys. So I hope you guys like this layout. This is pretty much going to be the layout. I don't think I add too much more other than the gumballs that were left over on that sheet of epoxy stickers. And there will be some still photos in the end. And I hope you like this. I really like how this layout turned out. I love the colors. I think the colors in the photo are great, and everything just goes really well together. So have a great day, and I will see you later this week. All right, bye.